Welcome to episode number 12 and a half of season number 2 of a sports podcast. I am your co-host, Ian Misho. With me today, your other co-host, the Ricky Goople.
Okay. I was wondering if you're leaving the last name out or not, but it's good to be back. We finally back on a regular schedule now.
Yeah.
As I had fall ball and you had getting up at the butt crack of dawn for 3 weeks for harvest, which didn't allow us to record very much. So I'm glad we're back on schedule here. Finally, as the season winds down.
Yeah.
This promises to be a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a feeling about that. So
yeah, and unfortunately, we missed last week. Ricky was a little busy. We'll talk about that later. And we were too busy watching the Red Sox. The Red Sox played like every
day,
every
day, and then yeah,
and it was at record time. So I mean,
mm-hmm.
kind of had to go away.
Red Sox get priority.
Yeah, they had to. But as we said, we are back and we are ready. And we're back and we're ready. We're back.
Ready to roll. We're ready to roll.
And New England Patriots back in the win column, Ricky.
Dang, they look good, huh? Because I mean,
it was against the Jets, though.
It's funny how that works when you play a really bad team. You look good, but they looked a lot better. They looked better than the first time they played the Jets. Because the first time they played the Jets, they won 26 to I don't remember what it was, 6, I think. And this time they won 54-13. But both times it really looks like I said going in that it is a practice game. Work on the little things, have some fun, get back on track, and they did exactly that. With a 15-13 shellacking of the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm. They put up 50, right? Yeah.
A 50 burger. First time since 2013 the Patriots did that.
And you'd think with a rookie quarterback. But he's not going to win Rookie of the Year.
Why do you say that?
Because Jamar Chase is special, as they would say.
We'll see. We'll see if he keeps it up. If Mac Jones leads the Patriots to the playoffs, I would say he better get it. Or he should at least be, the front runner for it.
It could happen. Because the Patriots are... I mean, they've been... I don't think they... Did the Saints... Was the Saints game close when they played the Saints, or did the Saints...
Sorta. They lost by 2... Eventually by 15 points, but if one play went their way, they would have been right in it. So
which seems like that's every game for them.
Story.
It's been
that's
close.
The story.
Could have gone either way. So if they could just kind of turn that around, and they're playing good teams. Like they almost beat the Bucks. They were like one possession away from beating the Bucks, one possession away from beating the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
So, and those are good teams. So if they could just like find something to just take it up just that like one step higher, they're going to be a good team. Especially, and you got a rookie quarterback, so he's still got stuff to learn, but he's definitely the best rookie quarterback. Most advanced,
absolutely.
I would say. Like, I
don't know how anyone else can say that there's a better rookie in this year's class that's doing better than Mac Jones. You can't. His completion percentage is through the roof. This week being the exception, actually. But
yeah. But it's the most yards he's had, though, too.
Yeah, exactly. So he's just doing all the things. He's a hard worker. He's exactly the fit for the Patriots. And I can't wait to see what he can do down the stretch. We're 7 games in. I think if we play to our potential, we could potentially go 10-7. And I think that's what we gun for, is to go 10-7. And that should be a good spot to get a wild card berth. And can't wait to see what they do down the stretch. They get the Chargers next week. That's going to be a tough one. If they can win that one, I'll definitely be confident.
Yeah, that's a big game. That is a big game. And also, you think about being in the AFC, you're always trying to keep up with the Bills, and especially it's going to be hard to catch the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are always Always up there, especially with Patrick Mahomes leading the way with that ball protection, making sure he doesn't turn over that ball. I mean, Chiefs are always a hard team to stop. So
no, Patrick Mahomes is, man, he's just so good at not doing too much, staying within himself, staying inside the pocket, throwing it away when he needs to throw it away, not getting crunched in the head and walking off the field. Except he did all those things the past few weeks. The Chiefs are 3-4, ladies and gentlemen. The Chiefs are terrible. I'm just gonna say it. They're really not good, not a good team, and no one wants to admit that. But Patrick Mahomes, people are starting to figure him out, and he's starting to realize that I can't be all flashy and be the hero every single time. It's not going to work every single time. And the Chiefs have won some close games too, so they could be far worse than they are. And they've had blowout losses. So it does my heart good to see the Chiefs struggling early on this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Tom Brady's still doing good. I mean, that's always good to see. Not on the Patriots though, but you like to see it.
It's a broken record.
Yeah.
Every week, Tom Brady.
600 passing touchdowns. I mean, wow. Did you see the fan, or Mike Evans gave the ball to the fan?
Yes, accidentally. Yeah, but that fan, people are saying, I saw a meme that was like pictures taken moments before disaster as the fan was giving the ball up, but like that fan, he got, from what I heard, like almost over $1,000 in team store funds, a signed jersey, and another ball. So that fan is a win-win. I honestly, I would prefer what the fan did there. I would have done the same if I was in his shoes. Oh yeah, absolutely. You want the ball for the Hall of Fame, of course. If I get something else out of it, because otherwise, if you keep that ball, it's just a ball.
Yeah.
Like, it's got the 600 touchdown label with it, but it's just a ball. Anyone looking at it, that's just a football, man. And there'd be no way to authenticate it if you want to sell it. So I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give it up just for the love of football, because I mean, how many
exactly
if you give it to the Hall of Fame or whatever, if they take it off to the Hall of Fame, how many more people are gonna see it? Or even if Tom Brady keeps it, at least for the respect of legend, give it to him. But if they give it to the Hall of Fame, whatever they do with it, it's just gonna be so much more to someone else, or even more people than it would be to just some random person sitting in the front row, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, if you have any respect for the game, that's the thing to do.
Yeah. And also, back on Mahomes, I don't know if there's anyone worse than the Mahomes family in football right now, except not his dad. I don't.
You're
his
very
dad
right.
hasn't done anything.
You're so
wrong,
right.
But
no, his dad hasn't said anything yet. But you are so right.
His mom, his brother, and his wife.
And his wife.
his
mom, so annoying.
His mom was trying to say none of his interceptions were his fault.
Right.
He's the quarterback.
And his wife. Wasn't his wife saying, the one that accused Patriot fans of dumping beer on her and calling her names and stuff? Saying it, and then she was also the one that said, or was it his mom that said that should not go against the quarterback when the receiver drops it?
Yeah, that's his mom.
that can't go against the quarterback. Well, if you know anything about football, that it is what it is. All right, that's how it works. And then Jackson Mahomes, his brother.
Oh, so much to say about that guy.
So much that I could say that I won't on this podcast, but man, he's at every stadium dancing. He danced right in front of Sean Taylor's memorial.
He danced
when they went to Washington
on the number 21. Like they had 21 painted on the field, and he danced.
That's
right
like Juju. That's Juju Smith-Schuster dancing on the Bengals logo. Except the Bengals were a terrible team. This is the late Sean Taylor who got murdered in the middle of an amazing career, and you're gonna dance on his grave essentially. That's just so disrespectful, and it just completely amped up my hatred for Jackson Mahomes
and Patrick Mahomes too. I mean,
and Patrick as well, because he's guilty by association. But like,
he could just he could just tell Jackson to stop coming to the games. I mean, Jackson also poured water on just like a random Ravens fan on that Monday night game.
Really?
A water bottle, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Of it. There's a video of it. The fan took the video. Man.
I mean, you look through that guy's TikTok and he's just up in a booth or something, just doing freaking the Corvette dance, which went out of style months ago, like a year ago probably. It finally went out of style. Like this guy is only famous because of his brother, and he's got millions of followers, which is ridiculous. Like he gets paid to act like a retard, essentially. Probably if you pardon, if you will. It's just, I don't know. I'm at a loss of words for Jackson Mahomes.
He was pretty good at basketball, though. I did see that. But I guess he gave it up. He was probably more interested in play. With all the dancing he does.
He was probably a theater kid, if we're being honest.
Yeah, good at basketball though. So there's always that. He could have been a star.
Oh my goodness, Jackson Mahomes, man. Never thought we'd be talking about him on this podcast, but I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah,
and you're right. The Mahomes family, they're just a bunch of snowflakes. Like that Patrick is just the best thing since sliced bread, and it's always someone else's fault, never Patrick's. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking about families, did you see that? Well, Zach Ertz got traded to the Cardinals, of course. Did you see that with that trade, that puts Zach Ertz and J.J. Watt on the same team, as well as their wives are on the same soccer team?
That's pretty cool. I didn't know J.J. Watt was married to I knew Zach Ertz was.
I guess
I didn't know J.J. Watt was.
I saw it somewhere. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I mean,
family affair, and the Cardinals are a good team, and the women's national team is a good team. So
yeah,
cool. A lot of winning on that double date.
Yeah,
a lot of winning.
Win. Well, I just hope the Patriots can continue to play well and turn it into more wins. Hopefully,
roll it over. Let's roll it over. Are they going to LA next week, or are they at home?
I think they're going to LA probably because they just play.
They went to LA last. Yeah, they did. You're right, but they went to LA last year, so I'm not sure. But they must be going because they've had how many home games have they had? The Dolphins were home, the Saints were home, and then these last two.
4 already.
So they've had and the Bucks.
Wait.
So we've had 5 home games
5
already.
6?
Yeah, because we were 0-4. That's right. Now we're 1-4 at home.
Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah, and we're gonna end up having 9 because it's a 17-game season. But
wow, they gave us a lot at the start though.
Yeah, they did. So we definitely go to LA, but that's gonna be tough. We go out there and get the win, but
well, Ricky,
just keep it rolling.
I think it's time. We have to talk about it.
I was gonna say that's our moment of silence right there.
Yep.
For the 2021 Red Sox season, that was our moment of silence.
Yeah, it was.
But we got to address it. We got to address the elephant in the room.
It has to be talked about. They were eliminated in the American League Championship Series, 6 games by the Houston Astros, and I believe Mitchell Dumas did call that. I think. He
did. So. He did call that, but they didn't lose for the reasons Mitchell was predicting.
No.
They lost because, bats kind of went ice cold.
Cold as ice.
They went ice cold.
1 run in like the last
cold as ice.
3 games, basically. 1 run.
Yeah, essentially. I know I said I was going to save this for the weekly recap, but I'm just going to say it now because we're talking about it. I woke up at 4 a.m. No, it wasn't 4 a.m. It was 5 a.m. Drove all the way down to Portland, hopped on a train, midnight train to Georgia, except it was a noon train to Boston.
Just the opposite.
Yeah. Hopped off, got on the subway for 20 minutes, walked around the city of Boston. Yes, that's right. I went to see this game, Game 5 of the ALCS.
Did you get pizza?
I had no, not in Boston. I had a slice of cheese pizza on the train though. It was very good.
Okay.
And it was frozen or something, but it was still really good. And it was just an amazing experience. Just the magic, the atmosphere, the electricity in the air. Expecting something good, We got to our seats, great seats, looking kind of right down the pesky pole, a little bit to the left. We had a good view. Just the stands were just packed. I cannot even begin to describe the energy that place exudes when you're in the playoffs. I hadn't been since 2010, so it had been 11 years since I had been to Fenway Park. And it blew it. The first few innings. Sale gave up a home run that he shouldn't have given up. But what I'm getting at here is they went all that way, went to all that trouble, spent all that money for 3 hits.
Yeah.
Red Sox had 3 hits that night. They were, what's his name, was perfect through
Framber Valdez.
I think 5 innings. He was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I think no, it would have been 4 innings. He was perfect because they kind of had something going in the 5th.
Oh yeah.
Then that 6th inning, the Astros just unloaded. But I went there for 3 hits, and we didn't have much to cheer about.
Slightly unfair.
And then that just they carried over into Game 6, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bats just were ice cold. I sucked the life out of them.
Started the game before that too. After Zach Greinke came out of the game, the Red Sox went.
They
silent.
had stuff. They did. They had a double and a triple in there, right? That night, Arroyo had a triple, and they just couldn't get the runners in when they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
And then that turned into no hits at all the next couple games.
Yep.
It's just unfortunate. Not the way I envisioned us losing. I envisioned our bullpen blowing it.
Yeah. Didn't even give the bullpen a chance.
Not our bats. No, they didn't.
And
they didn't.
Well, we were talking a little bit about this as it was happening, but Game 6 in Houston, that pitcher was on a different level.
Jeez,
he turned it up a few notches than usual.
a slightly confusing. Is that the word? That's not the word. A slightly alarming level that he cranked it up to.
Yeah, coming off of an injury, getting pulled after giving up like 6 runs in 1 inning, basically, and then you pulled from an injury because of an injury, and a knee injury on the leg he's pushing off on, I believe. And then, so you don't probably expect his next start, maybe not to be as good, maybe just be
as bad,
about either as bad or maybe better. Like just pretty average for how he usually does. But he was well above average.
Well, what was the stat you pulled out? I'll let you say it.
I don't.
But his fastball.
So these are just going off the top of my head. I don't have them in front of me, but I believe he threw like 490. He threw 97 mile per hour fastball 4 times this whole regular season before, and he threw it probably double digits in that one game. Threw 97 double digits that one game, and he was averaging 96 when he through the regular season. Through the whole season, he averaged 93 on his fastball. Or maybe it wasn't not entirely 96, but I saw 96 a lot. So,
and his spin rates were also through the roof, right?
His I think it was his curveball was up 300 RPMs. So,
gee,
I mean, hey, he's just a playoff performer.
We're not alluding to anything here.
No.
Take that evidence and believe what you will with it.
We're not making excuses either. It's not an excuse.
No, and we're not. We're not. It's not. It's just kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Strange, per se.
I also saw some people say he was going to his hair often. His long, nice
there we
long
go.
Hair.
So now we are alluding to it. What we possibly were thinking during Game 6 when emotions were running high.
Mm-hmm.
But they are the Astros. And this guy was terrible in his last outing, and he cranked and pulled some stuff out of his rear end that we didn't think he had. Pretty convenient time to make a mechanical change, and that's what they were chalking it up to be.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that is what all it was a simple change with his push-off foot.
Right,
but
you never know.
I don't know. I have trouble with it,
Yeah.
I have trouble with it. I'm not going to be in a sore loser at all. No. We should have hit the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't.
They couldn't even hit it, so. Yeah. It doesn't matter who they threw out there. I don't think the Red Sox were going to hit the ball, honestly.
Right, and that's not why we lost either.
No.
Not at all. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
You look at the evidence.
Thinking about how the Red Sox absolutely their bats went quiet. The season ended. It's kind of sad that the season ended, but it's also, in my opinion, for the 2021 season, it was obviously the goal is to win the World Series, but for what was expected from this team, the American League Championship Series is pretty pretty big for this team and pretty good sign about what's to come. Because this is not supposed to be a team that... This team probably wasn't really supposed to be there, but they all played how they truly can and surprised everybody, which is great.
Yes.
Which is great to see. So, especially then you got the future coming up to help out a little bit. You got Cassis coming up in the next couple of years. Who knows who else? Maybe some pitching free agents.
Potentially a middle infielder, Jeter Downs, or you could go even one step further and take it to Mr. Electricity, Ryan Fitzgerald. Would love to see him.
Hopefully we can see Ryan
Would love to see him. I know he's touched AAA once before, so not that far fetched.
Even if it's just
maybe see him in spring training
on the bench, even if he's just a bench bat, we got to see him.
I would love to see that.
Help. Definitely need pitching help, I think. So who knows? But the Red Sox, the only way up is, or you can only go up.
Pretty much, yeah.
They're trending up.
Before the season, if you would have said we would lose the ALCS in 6 games, and I think any Red Sox fan would have taken that 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
After last season,
I probably would have laughed at you and said.
And the season before, even when they brought back the same team from 2018 and didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then last year had a skeleton crew, did terrible the fake season, but still just. And then coming in with this roster that we had, I think the 0-3 start, and then the COVID outbreak. During that time, if you said we'd have made the ALCS, 10 times out of 10. I think they overachieved, but they did definitely come together as a team and got hot. Just ran cold at a bad time.
Yeah, at an unfortunate time. So, and you'll get, hopefully you'll get fully healthy Chris Sale back next year too.
Hopefully he can give you more than 5 innings.
Yep.
More than 4 innings.
And then who knows? Maybe you'll have Tanner Houck in the starting rotation next year.
Probably.
So
we might be saying goodbye to Erod, but I'm not sure. Might bring him back.
I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously he's a guy you love, but I also feel like he's a guy that you're not going to miss too much, like his pitching wise.
You're not, and he's not an ace.
No, he's a good middle rotation guy.
The free agents we got to look at most heavily are Schwarber and Martinez, but Schwarber probably not looking great.
Yeah.
I would love to have him back though.
You also got to start. By the talks, they want to bring Bogarts back. Bogarts going to opt out after next season, so they might try to focus on Bogarts this year too.
Yeah, that's good too. You think those guys are lifers, and you hope they are.
Well, I think Bloom said Devers and Bogarts are guys they want to keep around. For sure.
Yeah, no, definitely those two. Anchor down that side of the infield, and their bats in the lineup just invaluable to this team. Yeah. And they have been for a lot of years now.
Yeah, 2 Red Sox legends already. And Devers is still very young, so can't wait to see what he's doing, because he's already, he's one of the best players in the MLB right now. I feel like he gets underlooked because of his defense, but his bat is definitely
up there. And the defense isn't even that bad. He makes some great plays over there too.
His defense was good in the postseason, really good. I think he maybe missed one ball. It was like a high line drive that he kind of just hit off his glove and went into the outfield. I feel like unless I missed another play, I feel like he only really missed one play one error unless he does make throwing errors. He definitely made a couple throwing errors in the playoffs too, but
yeah, I guess.
Definitely looked a lot better.
Who cares? The defense is not his strongest part of the game. Who cares? He still deserves to be a starting third baseman.
And when in a couple of years when Martinez is gone, unless he
could become a DH.
Yeah, unless he doesn't come back this year. But I think Devers is still he's still got too much potential to throw him at DH right now,
Yes. Yeah.
So, but when he gets older, definitely going to be a DH. Definitely going to be a DH.
Probably, yeah. And that's fine. Just a good hitter. That guy's just a great hitter. And we had so many professional hitters in our lineup. Martinez and Schwarber both basically the same guy. With their approach to hitting.
Yeah.
Bogarts is too. You're never going to see Bogarts swinging at the first pitch out of his shoes. He's just a professional hitter.
I think he should have started in the postseason though, because they were giving him meatballs right down the middle first pitch every at bat.
Yeah, he might have been a little too patient.
Yeah,
he might have been a little too patient at times.
I think I also saw a stat where like when he swung at the first pitch in the postseason and he put it in play, he only did it twice, but like his exit velocity was over 100 both times. So
really,
yeah.
Well, I'd take patience any day over swinging at a bad pitch. And we saw that with Devers after the Kike triple in Game 6.
Devers is so fun to watch.
Devers swinging out of his shoes at a pitch out of the zone with a brand new pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And a runner on, what was it? It was just a runner on third that inning.
Yeah.
And yeah, that just frustrates me, and I'd rather see patience at the plate.
Yeah.
So having those guys in the lineup, huge to the team.
And then you'll have Devers swing out of his shoes and just like throw the bat halfway across the field and then go back and get it and start yelling at himself and then go up and next pitch hit it 400 feet. And I guess also he actually was injured that whole time. That's why he was every other at bat he would have a trainer come out after he took a swing like that.
Yeah.
His forearm or something. So yeah, I mean he was playing hurt, so better.
And he still hit some huge shots.
Yeah. I love Devers. Well, 2022. Red Sox.
That's what we're looking to now.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for now.
Hopefully we get a better season there, even though you can't really complain about this season. Had ups and downs, but
no, you can't at all. The last time we lost in the ALCS was 2008. But the only other times we had been there, we won it all, 2018 and 2013. Yeah. So it's our first eight. I mean, if you count up since 2008, we've only been to the ALCS 3 times now. So this is a very successful season, and we can't go away, shaking our heads at it.
Right. And I think I'm glad the Dodgers lost. I mean, first of all, the Astros made it back in the World Series. So I hate to see them back there. It's just and them in the American League, and then it's basically only been the Dodgers in the National League. So it's
I'm very glad it wasn't a rematch of those two.
It's good glad to see the Braves are faces
playing well. Yeah, and the Braves are going to get my vote, and I'm sure they will as yours as well.
I think everyone
in the World Series.
I think everyone is going for the Braves. Everyone but Houston. Anyone but people from Houston basically is going. Going for
probably
for the Braves. And what the Braves have done is pretty good because they lost Ronald Acuna and then they traded for like 3 or 4 outfielders mid-season, and then one of them was Eddie Rosario, who just carried him through the NLCS at like hitting 568, I think. So.
And they turned it around big time. They were below 500 at the All-Star break. They were, I think, at August 1st, they were 2 games under 500. So crazy turnaround for them. I remember during watching the All-Star game pregame show, something about Freddie Freeman's son saying, "You have to make it to the All-Star game so I can beat such and such a person."
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah. And I was just thinking, it's too bad the Braves. They were in it last year. It's too bad they're not going to be in the playoffs this year. They deserve it. And they turned that all around.
Yeah,
big time in the second half, and they're peaking right now. So I hope they can send the Astros home. Yet again.
I'd be lying if I said that I thought the Braves would be in the playoffs. I'd given up on the Braves in the season. Just once when Acuna went down and when they were not doing good, I thought they had no shot.
Wasn't looking bright, but the NL East wasn't a good division.
No,
but they did what they needed to do to win.
That's the reason why they're in, because they don't even have 90 wins.
Well, 89 wins. But this team reminds me a lot of the 2019 Nationals. Yeah. They weren't a great team. They only had 90 wins, I think, and they came all the way. They faced the Astros in the World Series and won it in 7. So, would love to see that.
Yeah.
This year.
Seeing them take down the Dodgers that season is pretty wild, because they had They had no business
Did not
winning
expect
that
it.
series, I don't think.
No.
But sure enough, I mean, they did.
They did, and then in the World Series, that Howie Kendrick home run, dinging off the right field foul pole, little dinky little shot by a short little guy with not much power.
Yeah.
Was just poetic.
He was pretty clutch, I think, that postseason.
He was. Yeah, he had a big home run against the Dodgers too, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it might have been grand slam off Joe Kelly.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some people tend to call me that lately.
Call you what?
Joe Kelly.
People tend to call you Joe Kelly. Why? The stash?
Especially when I'm pitching. Glasses, Also, I don't know if you saw the video, Ricky, but you'd believe it even more. There's a video of Joe Kelly pitching in this postseason, and catcher threw down curveball, and then he shook off every pitch until the catcher got back to curveball, and then threw the curveball.
So you're literally Joe Kelly, because when I'm catching a bullpen for you or a live BP for you, it's a lot more head shakes than head nods.
Yeah.
But in that case, in a professional game, he's probably just going through the cycle because he thinks the hitter has the signs or something.
Yeah, he just wants to throw the hitter off a little bit.
Yeah.
Keep him guessing.
And if there was a runner on second base, even that too. So
yeah, because I mean, even if they're not even if they weren't gonna guess what pitch you're gonna throw, once they see you shake off 4 times, they're already, even if they're not thinking about it, they're already confused. They're already a little bit thrown off balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So
he's not doing it for the reasons you do it, but
no. I also haven't broken a window with a baseball, so.
No, it's true. Joe Kelly did that. You did do that.
Yeah. I love that man. One of my favorite players. Too bad he went home.
Yeah.
She was still
he was. Yeah. Anyway.
Love that fight.
That fight. Yeah, the Joe Kelly Fight Club fight. I mean,
yeah.
It's the Red Sox-Yankees fight. It's got to be good.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think...
Temper's flying.
I think Joe Kelly being one of the main pieces of that was perfect. He was perfect.
Oh, yeah. It's not going to happen. I mean, yeah. Maybe Brazier. I wouldn't have mind seeing Brazier getting a brawl with the Yankee.
I feel like him and Gary Sanchez almost in the playoffs. But it's the playoffs, so you're not going to...
Get in the effing box. Yeah, that's...
And then
Brazier would have been a guy not to mess with.
And then he blows 100 by him to strike him out the very next pitch. So
yes, yeah.
At least he backed it up, because if you were to give up a home run on the next pitch,
takes him deep.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. But he tells him to get back in the box, and then next pitch
in the box so I can strike your butt out.
Yeah. Gary Sanchez. There's only one thing Gary Sanchez could do there, Ricky. Tip his cap. Call him Ryan Brazier's dad.
Oh, yeah. Tip. Happy. What do I do? Tip my cap and call the Yankees my daddies.
Pedro.
A pretty good Pedro impression, huh?
Yeah, it's
one of the best right-handed pitchers of all time.
Did you just put the actual actual on your computer there?
No, that was me. That was my voice.
Wow. Should be an impersonator. A voice actor, maybe. Right. You kind of nailed that one.
Anyway.
Speaking of beatdowns.
That has got to be top 5, if not number 1, best segues in the history of a sports podcast. You as a listener do have no idea yet, but that got me pretty good.
A beautiful Sunday afternoon. Loaded the vehicles up. Took a beautiful scenic, very very beautiful fall foliage scenic drive.
Mm-hmm.
Boogied our way on down to
Route 11.
Boogied down Route 11 to
Hatton,
the one,
Maine,
the only Katahdin High School.
The Cougars of Katahdin High School. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. Even more beautiful sports facilities they have there, huh, Ian?
Beautiful. The only high school in Aroostook County, Maine, to have a flag football field with goalposts.
It does. It does. Albeit they're offset, but I mean, still, beggars can't be choosers.
Right.
But yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Made our way down to Katahdin High School to play the Katahdin Middle School flag football team / 3 high schoolers. The 7 guys,
so,
seven men, seven grown men,
7 very, very tall men. So, with the exception of Chris and Frank. So to give the listener context, the Nunez's, their cousin who goes to that high school in Katahdin, played men's league baseball with us. He invited us. He knows we play football every weekend against each other, and he invited us down for a little game of flag. Because we're like, oh, you got a team, and they had a league, I guess. They had a coach, so we assumed it was official. And it is, but just with a different age group than we were expecting. We were expecting high schoolers.
Yeah.
Kids Ethan's size.
A slight mismatch, but...
So, yeah, a slight mismatch, but
potentially they would give us some work,
They could give us some work, exactly, and that's what we wanted. We wanted some work, and to play as a team together. Frank has a bunch of flag football jerseys from a league that he had years past. They were called the Deflatriots. Yeah, fortunately, my jersey did not have that number on it.
Me too. It's not a number, though.
Or, I mean, that sticker, sorry. But, we walk up. We're walking by their beautiful soccer field. If I sprinted across it, / baseball field, yeah. I sprinted across it. I think there's about an inch of give, and I almost rolled my ankle on it. Fortunately, I didn't. We get back. I mean, we see this football field, and we see kids 5'4" and under, sitting there, and we're standing there, and we're like, hold up a second. Yeah, and you take over.
Well, when I initially arrived, I was thinking, and hopefully there's 2 teams because, and hopefully they're like in the locker room, getting changed. Hopefully the middle school team came out to watch.
Oh yeah, hopefully they're just watching.
But was that the case? No,
that was not the case. Spoiler alert. We did eventually get fans.
Yeah.
For this affair. But they had probably 3 high schoolers on the team, maybe a few 8th graders, but I think the majority of them were 6th and 7th graders, Ian. And we're talking a group of us. We're talking a group of us that 3 of us at least. I mean, Aaron, Chris, Frank are 25 or older. Chris might be 24. You're 20, recently turned 20.
Well, let's put this into perspective real quick.
Yeah. What? Go ahead.
I was the youngest one on our team.
You were the youngest on the team. Yeah. Yeah. And I was the most fresh out of high school, and I graduated in 2020.
Exactly.
So our average age was probably around 22, and their average age was probably around 13. So yeah. I don't know what you guys think happened, but considering the segue of, speaking of Beatdowns, it was Beatdown.
It was. So
we had to give him a game. So
when you got like safe, let's say like when you got a safe 7 to 8 years average age, when you're up 7 to 8 years on the average age, and you're up 7 to 8 inches on the average height,
and 50 to 60 pounds on the average weight, if not more.
I don't know how you expect things to go, but
they went our way.
It was pretty easy.
It was. I remember the first play from scrimmage, because we did have kickoffs. That was cool. We had special team stuff. First play from scrimmage for us, I think we kicked off to them. The one play we picked it off, I think. Am I right? Or did they kick off to us? No.
We kicked off.
No, it was. Yeah, and we picked it off, ran it back or something. First play for us from scrimmage. We take the snap. I got a kid on me. I don't remember who it was, or what he looked like, or how tall he was. All I was thinking was end zone. Yeah. And he's keeping with me at first, and then I think about 4 or 5 strides in, I started to pass him, and then eventually I blew by him. Little hand race for Aaron. He floats it up there, and I catch it up in the end zone. And that was kind of a summation of what the rest of the day would go like.
Yeah.
One play. I mean, we got to the point where we were taking it a little easy on them, right?
Yeah, for sure. Didn't really break a sweat, honestly.
No, we didn't.
So they're already a little slower than us, you know. So you can already get some separation that way, and then you're also a few inches taller than them. So depends on who's guarding you. You might be a full foot and a few inches taller than them. So really, you're open every play. It's just you can just choose the quarterback can just choose which receiver they want to throw to, and eventually,
yeah, exactly.
Before
spread the lever
before the rush gets there, before the pressure gets there, you can hit your receiver pretty easily.
And then when they were on offense, I'd say forms of communication, telegraph, what comes to mind for reading the quarterback's eyes. You knew exactly where he was going to go with it.
Yeah.
About 5 seconds before he did go with it.
Yeah.
So the picks were rampant for us. And we're not bragging here. Don't get us wrong. We're not bragging about beating down a bunch of middle schoolers. But it was quite the experience. It was fun. I wouldn't have changed a thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad we gave the kids, and they had a great time. The kids had a great time.
They sure did. And now I remember we even scored I remember we scored. Did we score a touchdown on? We scored a touchdown on all sides of the ball, I think, Ricky. Offense, defense, and special teams. I remember.
Yeah,
I picked up a fumble on special teams and took it to the house.
Oh, did you? Of course you did.
Well, if we want to talk about things that I did, we can talk about the last play.
All aspects of the game were clicking, but yeah, this last play.
Let's talk about the last play. We were both involved.
Yeah,
we were both involved. So we can kind of both. Sure. Last play of the game. They go to their huddle. They say,
"Yep."
Last play of the game.
Mm-hmm. Everyone knows what that means.
So they're going last play of the game. They're going with their money play. That's what they said. I'm pretty sure money play.
I don't remember that.
They knew what it was. They were waiting. They were waiting all game to break this play out. The opportunity never presented itself. So they said, "Last play of the game.
Let's play the game. They're around.
Let's get in.
They're around midfield.
End zone. Right? Yep. They're around midfield.
They're around midfield. Mm-hmm. So here I'm going to take over just for like a couple seconds. Off the ball. I'm immediately getting held. Immediately.
No
and
flags.
I think
really
no flag. The flags didn't fly. I'm getting held immediately. To the point where, I mean, this kid's overpowering me, and he was a lot younger than me.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, I'm getting held. And I literally couldn't break free from him. And I was like, man, they really mean business on this play. So you can take it over again.
Honestly, I don't remember what happened. All I remember is, so there's a kid making his way down the field with a ball. This kid's pretty nifty, too.
They did complete the pass.
Yeah, and this kid carrying the ball, he's probably one of the best players, but he's pretty short and young still, so not much in the receiving game. But when he does get the ball, he can do some good things. I mean, I remember he broke my ankles once. He probably broke someone else's ankles, I think.
Yeah, he was quick and agile.
Yeah. So
he's going to be Chris in 10 years. Yeah. We'll just say that.
Yeah, exactly. I remember he was wearing a red shirt. That's the only thing I remember.
Yes.
Other than he was good and he wore a red shirt. And then, so me and Ricky we're the only two people back, and he's starting to make his way to the end zone.
He was a red shirt 6th grader. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he has the ball. I remember diving for his flag. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, there's no way we're letting them score here. They can't have this. They can't end with the last lap. So I dove. I couldn't get it. And I was like, oh, no, this is a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. And Ricky's hand almost broken.
Oh, my poor hand.
Stepped on.
Yeah, the whole rest of the team's running down there to try to block for him.
Mm-hmm.
And after I dove, I'm on the ground, obviously. Ian, go ahead. Tell your side of the story here.
So I remember I was right near the end zone. It was the last play of the game, and so he's coming down, take a few steps up, and see this whole play breaking down. Ricky's on the ground. Ricky's getting stepped on, and so here he comes. And now this kid's on about the 2 yard line. I reach my long arms long arms out, snatch his flag right before he can get in the end zone. Probably 12 years old. Who knows?
That's awesome.
I'm not good with age. Probably 12 years old, and snatches flag. Doesn't get the touchdown. What they were hoping for so much. And keep in mind, this score at this point was. Well, I shouldn't say that. For my own sake.
I'd say if we're going by sevens, we're probably well into the hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably around
14,
20.
Yeah,
14 to 20, I would say.
Yep. And so I grab his flag right short of the goal line of the touchdown of the end zone, and he realizes what he did, and that's exactly what he said. He turned around to me and said, You broke my dreams, or you crushed my dreams, something like that. I remember that. And
really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's actually what he said. And so did that make me feel a little bad after he said that? Yeah, it did. And looking back, thinking about it more, would I do it again? Of course I would. No easy touchdowns. You got to earn everything. I mean,
exactly. What kind of a lesson does it treat a 12-year-old that, they're just going to let me score because I want it? Because it's my dreams? Absolutely not. I don't care how much bigger we are than you. We're going to give everything we have to prevent you from scoring and getting the last laugh on this day.
Yeah. Listen.
We wanted them to go away knowing they did get beat down. All right? They got beat down. Yeah. We didn't want that last memory to be a good one.
You know, that kid's always going to remember now. If he wants to get in the end zone, he's got to be at least 3% better. He's got to be at least 3% better. So he's always
a little bit better.
Always got to be a little bit better. And yeah, I mean, that was just a beatdown. It's what it was. That game was a beatdown. And they probably learned a lot though. And now when they do play a real team, it'll give them some confidence knowing they're not going to just get beat down like that every time.
Right. That's like the batting donut effect. They ain't ever going to be that hard again.
Except, unfortunately, it will. Which,
that's right.
After saying this whole story, would you believe if we told you we're playing them again?
In the question, would I do it again? That wasn't just a hypothetical. That actually is probably going to come up again.
Yeah.
As the Katahdin Cougars flag football team. That's right. They're making the trek to Presque Isle. Most likely are making the trek to Presque Isle at some point. And we're going to get to play them again.
And it was not our idea.
It was not. No, not at all. No, it wasn't our idea either time. Let's get this straight. If you see a picture, maybe half of us are looking down at the ground, half of us eyes closed, half of us looking the other way. If you see a picture with a bunch of guys wearing football jerseys twice the height of their opponent, that's us.
Yep.
And we think, wow, we don't want a single part of this day documented. We're going to be labeled as bullies and, dream crushers. We're doing it again.
Yeah.
It's happening again.
As requested by the other team. So.
Yes, per their request.
Hopefully come out with a little more fire, a little more competitiveness in them. But man, those kids.
What a day that was,
They played good though for going up against guys twice their size, twice their age, twice their weight. I mean, they put up a great fight.
They did not give up.
No.
I'll give them that.
No, they didn't.
They did not give up.
They enjoyed it. They loved it. So it's great to do that. Even though we did lay the beat down, it was still great to do.
A lot of life lessons for those kids, I think we gave them that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a crazy day all in all. The Red Sox clinched that day too. On the way back, we kind of went crazy.
Yeah, we did.
In the car, listened to the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And I would do it all over again.
Yeah.
So, and we will.
We will. At home.
On our turf.
Yeah.
Except it's not on the
home
turf.
Field advantage. Home field advantage.
Wonder if they'll bring their fans.
No, probably not. Well, they might have to. They don't have their license.
Some of these kids are still 5 years away from taking driver's ed. Not 5 years, probably 2 or 3 years.
I don't even know if they can sit in the front seat yet.
Sounds awful when we're saying it like that. They're probably gonna we're probably gonna see some parents there.
Yeah,
because they don't. I mean, they ain't all coming up in one vehicle.
No,
they're a big team. There's about
20.
15 of them probably.
I don't know.
So.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Well, we continued. That was basically considered a bye week, so we continued our normal activities after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we considered our plan week to week.
Honestly, I forgot it. Like basically everything that happened except for last week and this week. Last week was a wet one.
Yep, at the rec.
Caleb Wheaton went insane.
Went off.
And I think that's really all you have to say.
Went bonkers. Yeah. He was the player of the game that day.
I believe he scored. Aaron threw for probably like, let's just say 15 touchdowns. Caleb caught 12 of them.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So.
At least 11 or 12.
Yeah. Because I know
guy's hard to cover.
Yeah.
He is very hard to cover.
And he did it on the defensive side of the ball as well. So.
Yeah. And he showed out again this week.
Yeah, he did.
This week was very competitive, though.
It was.
Had an overtime game.
Close game, good game, fun game. And yet again, Frank Eli Manning Nunez takes down Aaron Kopstead.
Aaron can be beaten. I mean, he's by far and away the best quarterback out of our crew, but he can be beaten sometimes just by going toe-to-toe and playing good defense on him.
Yep. Yeah. Frank seems to have his number. Frank has not lost.
And Frank doesn't start every week.
No.
Frank's the guy you go to every once in a while, and he's going to give you a good game when you do.
And if it's going against Kopstead, he's going to get you the win.
Yeah.
He's going to get you the win.
Yeah. Eli Manning versus Tom Brady effect.
Yeah. Man. That's another bye week this week, it sounds like, coming up. Next week or this week, whatever it is coming up. So
why is that?
I thought that's when we're playing the young ones.
Are we playing them this? We're playing them this week?
I think it might be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Better start watching the film now. Got to prepare.
Watching the tape. I wish we had film from that day. Poor Jake Schoberg, man. He didn't even want to pose in the picture. He's like, I don't want a part of this day documented. This man was expecting a men's league team. He got a boys league team. I mean, I can't imagine if I was him. At least for us, we were kind of in the middle. We were thinking, oh, these guys we're gonna outmatch them and outplay them and win.
Yeah.
They're gonna be high schoolers, whatever. Jake was expecting a men's league team, like guys our age or older.
Yeah.
No, sir. No, sir.
Wow. What an experience.
Amazing. Truly amazing.
Well, Grant Bridges is 7-0 in fantasy football.
Unbeatable.
He cannot
unbeatable.
He got a little lucky this week, though, because my whole team's either injured or on bye, so and he only beat me by.
We're getting into that.
Only beat me by.
We're
11.
getting into the thick of it where bye weeks are going to start equalizing things.
Yeah. We are.
And Grant's Grant's not going to go undefeated. Let's be honest. He's not going to go undefeated. You can't go undefeated in fantasy football.
Ricky could take him down.
Well, I'm just anyone, no matter how bad they are. Grant has, a bad week, couple guys on bye, and then a couple guys don't show out. It could easily lose to anybody.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We'll just see. His team is good, and man, they're performing well. 7-0.
Yeah, Grant's in first, 7-0. We have. It's a little too early to say it, but Will might have moved out of last place.
Will and Mike Boone, Fresh Prince of Hell Air is not having a great, time down there. And down there, I mean down in the standings because they're 1-6 and each of them.
I love that name. But he also traded Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
He traded to me, and now he's on IR. So
and he kept the name. Will is in the driver's seat to win right now. It looks like Will's going to improve to 2-5.
He's going to beat
Jason.
He's going to beat Mike there.
He's going to beat Jason.
Oh, really?
Which is going to shape up a very interesting standings in the dumber division.
When we get the dumb and the dumber division, right?
Yeah.
You and I are in the dumb division, and they're in the dumber.
Which it's kind of showing in the standings. It wasn't intentional, but most of their teams are below
random.
500.
I mean,
it wasn't entirely random. It was. I remember I did something based off the standings last year, and then
I see.
Put Frank and Mike on whichever one joined first was going to one of them, and whichever one joined second was going to the other. So based on the standings to try to make it, and it looks like it's working. Like the dumb division is better, slightly.
You say Will's in the driver's seat, but it's not over yet. I mean, Tyler Lockett can go off. I know Will has DK. Yeah. But that could quiet down. They're going to double team him after that 84-yard touchdown. Tyler Lockett could pop off, so Will could lose.
Maybe Jason's a driver's seat right now. I mean, DK Metcalf only has one reception.
The 84-yard touchdown.
Yeah, 84-yard touchdown. Yeah.
No, yeah, the dumber division. I'm going to beat Mike, so Mike's going to be 4-3. 4-3 is going to be the first place team.
Yeah. So it's kind of, it was not intentional, but the standings are kind of showing slightly that
Jason's only posting a 43% chance to make the playoffs despite being in second place in that division.
Wow.
And Gabe, who is 2-4, 63%.
Gabe on his way back up. He had a bad start, an unlucky start.
Bad luck apparently.
He's gonna get himself into a playoff spot this week, maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking our division's looking pretty clear, Ian, huh? I think our division. How does that shape?
Oh wait, never mind.
How does that shake up? The 2 and 3 play each other in that division. Or do we play someone from the dumber?
The 2 and 3s play, and the 1s get a bye from each division.
Yes.
I'm not sure how it works.
And so is the championship guaranteed to have one from the dumb and one from the dumber division?
No. I don't think so. It goes. I think it goes based off of overall standings.
Yeah, 1 through 6. I see.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if so, we're pretty much guaranteed to be playing each other in the first round.
Right. I'm playing. I'm the 3. You're the 4. So in the league. So right now you'd be playing Jason. I'd be playing Dakota.
After this week, we'll be tied though with the same record.
Yeah, I would have points on you though. I think so. I'd just be slightly
probably. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Great fantasy league, huh?
Yeah.
Show me your touchdowns. A great fantasy league. We're gonna be giving you guys a lot more updates as we go on
as the
down through here.
Gets underway.
I mean,
next week.
As our this season of a sports podcast will end, but we'll probably have to do a special episode when the playoffs come around for fantasy.
As we hand off the old trophy,
trophy
to the winner of this season.
Yep.
Well, Ricky, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I don't think so. I think we covered it.
I think we did.
Had a great episode. Had a very funny episode.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I'm glad to be back at it. Next week, probably gonna have a guest on. Don't know yet, so I'm not gonna mention names yet.
All right, just
so we don't throw him under the bus. It is a male.
You have to have a female guest on the show, Ricky.
It's true. I just thought of that. Who would we have? Who would we have?
I don't know.
Who would be the most likely? Heidi, maybe?
Who? Oh,
Heidi?
She wants to.
The official AMBL bookkeeper. She probably has some war stories for us from keeping book.
Yeah.
Well. Anyway, that's right. We're gonna have one more guest, maybe another episode after that, and then we're gonna be coming up with a lot of trivia questions.
Got to work on the trivia
for our special.
Yep.
That would slate us at 7 guests for this season. When 5 new ones, 2 returning, but it was a season we thought we probably weren't gonna have that many. But
right, that's pretty good.
Yep. Looking forward to this trivia finale. It could be very competitive this time.
It could.
Very.
We got to make it hard.
Yeah, hard and easy at the same time.
I want to look to stump them every question. I'm looking for 0 correct answers. The winner, whoever wins, is going to be whoever gets their
potentially
only correct answer first. Right?
I don't know how hard this would be to pull off, but potentially we could do it in person.
Really, I would like that.
That would be nice.
That'd be fun.
That would be nice.
Except I do know some people might have to call in, like Sweaty J.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, wouldn't be able to come. Yeah, we probably shouldn't.
I could call in Sweaty J. We get Sweaty J on the horn.
For Jeopardy, that could get a little complicated.
Good, that's true, but we'll figure it out. Maybe he's coming home for a weekend. Who knows? We'll figure all that out.
Come home for it. Mm-hmm. For the sole purpose of it.
We'll pay him like $20 to come home for it.
Cover his gas. Anyway, I got nothing else. So thank you guys so much for listening. to this episode 12.5 of season 2 of a sports podcast. It was a dandy. Looking forward to next episode, and hopefully we'll have a good weekly recap for you then.